Definiteness of purpose is the cornerstone of all personal achievement. Without a clear and specific goal, your energy is scattered, your actions are random, and your progress is uncertain. A person with definiteness of purpose knows exactly what they want, why they want it, and is willing to do whatever it takes, within moral and spiritual bounds, to get it. This level of clarity becomes a powerful magnet, pulling the right people, resources, and circumstances into alignment with that purpose. When God sends someone to help elevate you, they are not looking for confusion. They are looking for conviction. They are looking for conviction. Wealthy individuals, especially those led by divine purpose, are drawn to clarity, direction, and vision. If you can't define your dream, you cannot expect anyone else to invest in it. Your definiteness of purpose signals to others that you are serious, that you're on a mission, and that any investment in you is not wasted but multiplied. Clarity in purpose also eliminates distractions. Life will constantly offer detours, temporary temptations that look like opportunities. But when your purpose is defined, your yes becomes stronger and your no becomes sharper. You begin to value your time, guard your energy, and pursue only what contributes to your calling. This discipline is what turns ordinary effort into extraordinary impact. Most importantly, definiteness of purpose aligns you with God's plan. When your goals are not just personal ambitions, but assignments guided by prayer and obedience, divine help arrives in unexpected ways. And often, that help comes in the form of a person with the power and provision to propel your mission forward. So define your purpose. Write it, speak it, live it, because purpose is the password to divine partnership. Applied faith is more than belief. It is belief in motion. It is the act of trusting God so completely that you take bold steps even when the path is not clear. True faith is not passive. It does not wait for conditions to be perfect or for every question to be answered. Applied faith moves forward with confidence fueled by the unseen promise. It says, I don't see how, but I trust who. When you apply faith, you are declaring to heaven and earth that your trust is not in circumstances, but in the Creator who governs them. This kind of faith attracts divine assistance. God does not respond to fear. He responds to faith. When you act in faith, even while lacking visible evidence, you activate spiritual laws that begin to shift your reality. Doors open, people show up, opportunities arise. One of those opportunities may be the arrival of a wealthy person sent to bless your journey. But they won't come while you sit in doubt. They come when you move in expectation. Faith that is acted upon is the language of heaven. It says you are ready for what you've prayed for. Applied faith also gives you power over delay and disappointment. It's easy to trust when things are going your way, but real strength is shown when you keep moving forward after hearing a no, after facing setbacks, or after waiting for years. Faith is not the absence of obstacles. It is the courage to keep going in spite of them. The more you apply faith, the more resilient you become, and the more visible your conviction becomes to those who can help you. Finally, applied faith transforms your thinking. It shifts your inner language from a what if it doesn't work to a what if it does. That mental shift is what prepares you to receive greater. When someone with resources steps into your life, they are looking for someone who is already walking by faith, already building, already believing. They are not sent to awaken your dream. They are sent to partner with it. And it is your applied faith that makes that divine connection possible. A mastermind alliance is the spiritual and strategic union of two or more minds working in harmony toward a definite purpose. This is not just teamwork. It is a divine convergence of ideas, energy, and intention. When individuals come together in unity of thought and purpose, a new force is created, one that is greater than the sum of its parts. God often sends the right people into your life to complete what you cannot do alone. These relationships are not random. They are orchestrated. Your next level is often locked inside a relationship. And the key is alignment, not just agreement. Not just agreement. Wealthy individuals are often part of or the initiators of mastermind alliances. They have learned that success multiplies in the presence of collective wisdom. When such a person enters your life, it's rarely about money alone. It's about connection. They are coming to be part of the mission to bring experience, insight, and access, but they will not waste time with someone who is isolated, defensive, or ego-driven. The true power of a mastermind alliance requires humility and a shared vision. You must be willing to listen, to adapt, and to contribute your own gifts to the relationship. The beauty of a mastermind alliance is that it accelerates growth. Where you once moved with limited strength and resources, now you move with multiplied momentum. You begin to think higher, see broader, and act bolder. Ideas are sharpened, blind spots are exposed, and encouragement flows like fuel. This environment becomes fertile ground for success, especially when it's guided by spiritual purpose. God often places you in rooms with people who are further along, not to intimidate you, but to elevate you. But for the alliance to work, you must bring value as well as vision. Finally, a true mastermind alliance is built on trust, integrity, and mutual purpose. It's not just about making money, it's about fulfilling destiny. When a wealthy person joins your path, they are often looking to invest in something eternal, not just profitable. If your heart, your vision, and your work ethic are aligned with a higher cause, then you will not just gain a partner, you'll gain a covenant. And in that covenant, lives are changed, missions are fulfilled, and God gets the glory. The law of giving and receiving is a spiritual principle that governs abundance. It teaches that what you give with the right heart and intention comes back to you multiplied. This law is not just about money. It includes time, love, encouragement, wisdom, and resources. When you give generously and freely, you create a vacuum that God fills with increase. Life itself is a constant exchange. Breath in, breath out, sow, reap, give, receive. This flow is sacred, and when you live by it, you invite divine favor into every area of your life. Many people block their own blessings by clinging too tightly to what they have. Fear creates scarcity, but faith opens the door to supply. God cannot pour more into hands that are closed. The wealthy person God is sending into your life is not only a receiver of value, they are a giver too. But they are drawn to those who already understand the principle. They don't sow into selfishness. They invest where generosity flows. If you've been giving when it was hard, when no one noticed, when you had little, your harvest is on the way. And it may come through someone with the power to shift your entire life. True giving must be done with intention, not manipulation. It's not about giving to get. It's about trusting that your seed has power when placed in God's hands. Whether it's a kind word, a gift, or support to someone else's vision, your giving sets a spiritual cycle into motion. You may not know where or when the return will arrive, but rest assured, it will. And often it arrives in the form of an opportunity, a relationship, or a person who carries what you've been missing. When the wealthy person enters your life, they are often carrying the return on seeds you've forgotten you even planted. God uses others to bless those who understand stewardship. If you're faithful with little, you will be entrusted with much. The law of giving and receiving reminds you that you are not waiting on luck. You are waiting on harvest. So keep giving with a pure heart. Your receiver moment is coming, and it may walk in the door wearing success, carrying answers and sent by God. The sixth sense, also known as intuition or subconscious guidance, is the quiet inner voice that speaks beyond logic. It is the spiritual antenna that picks up signals your natural mind cannot detect. This sense is not learned in books or taught in schools. It is developed through faith, silence, and obedience. Often before a major change or blessing comes into your life, your spirit will pick up on it. You may feel an urge, a nudge, or a knowing deep inside that something is about to happen. That is the sixth sense at work, God whispering to your soul before he moves in your world. When God is about to send someone significant into your life, especially a wealthy person on divine assignment, your spirit often senses it before your eyes see it. You begin to feel restless in your current level. You start dreaming bigger, thinking differently, and preparing without knowing why. This is your subconscious aligning with your future. The sixth sense bridges the gap between the unseen realm and your daily life. It gives you direction, protection, and confirmation, often without a single word spoken. If you ignore it, you risk missing divine appointments that don't come with loud introductions. This sense is strengthened through prayer, meditation, and intentional listening. The more you learn to quiet the noise of doubt and distraction, the more clearly you'll hear the inner instructions. God rarely shouts, he nudges, and many of the breakthroughs you prayed for, connections, ideas, provision, will be guided by this internal compass. You won't always be able to explain why you feel drawn to a person, project, or decision, but when your spirit is tuned in, you'll trust the prompting even when the plan isn't visible. That trust positions you to receive exactly what's meant for you. The wealthy person God is sending may not come with fanfare. They might appear casual, even ordinary. But your spirit will recognize their assignment before your mind does. That's why it's crucial to develop the sixth sense. Not for mysticism, but for mission. It's how you discern timing, people, and opportunities that are tied to your destiny. Listen closely, stay spiritually sensitive, and respond when the inner voice speaks, because often your next level doesn't arrive with a shout, it arrives with a whisper.